Hello everyone, this is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching with today's video that has to do with the tumbling block, looking back at the tumbling block. And I have a new quilt and it ended up being 80 by 80 inches. So I thought on my sewing machine, which has a little wider table but still not that much wider, that I was going to have a challenge to do this. And I love this pattern. You have so many things you can do with the colors, and then you've got the blocks all in there that you already know what you're going to do with those. And so what I'm going to talk about is traveling the blocks, what I learned this time making this that helped me to make the long one. This is a tumbling block, and it's the stars among the tumbling blocks. This is a quilt that I was working on. And then when you turn it over, you can see on the back, you can see some of the patterns. You can see the tumbling blocks and their outline. And so what I want to do is I did my backing just like I always, put my backing down, put my batting in, and then I laid the top on it. And then I pinned mine. I went and I pinned every star with 2 pins. And that was enough to secure it for me to start getting ready to do some top stitching. The second thing that I did that really helped me, and this helped me the other time too, was I went through and I did each one of the stars first. I decided what kind of pattern I was going to put in there. And I sort of have like crazy wobbly flower in there now. And there are 90 blocks. So I went down a row and I did every one of those. Then I was able, that took out all my pins. And that really made it nice. And it really anchored it in place. So once I had all of those flowers done, I was ready to start looking at the blocks. If you're hand stitching, this is not a problem. You just start and you go across and you stop and maybe you go across and do the next part. And you can do that any way that you want to. But when you're working on the machine, you're talking about a lot of starting and stopping. And the first time that I made one of these quilts a while back, I wanted to go across. I don't know why. I just thought that was the way to do it. And so I ran into issues. And it's probably not going to be the same after I've done it this way. It'd be interesting to try going that way. But this time I went the long way. And I used my walking foot. Check your machine and see if it came with a walking foot, because you will already know that that helps to pull the material across the top while the bottom's being pulled, and everything tends to stay together, and that's a walking foot. And I'm going to move this quilt out of the way, and we're going to look at, I just made you a separate piece. Let's see, how about that? There you go. Okay, and this is 3 blocks and then a partial block. And over here is where the star would be, because you're actually going to be going around the stars. And the funny thing is, sometimes I'd get off and I get so happy I just keep sewing on around. This worked great that way. So what did I do? I started at my top, and here was a simple plan that I followed. And I actually called this my tossin and turnin, you know, like rock and rolling. This is my tossin and turnin. But I have kept the turnin part to a minimum. The first thing I did is, these are my colors. My green, this is the first thing I did. I went on the right-hand side of each box and I went down. But you notice I just stopped right here. And this is because I got to the place that had to go across. And I could have done it later, but I just went across. I turned, and then I went down the green and down the green and down the green and down the green and down the green. And just imagine doing that all the way down and only doing like a turn ever so many blocks. Then I just pushed it all down, went back up to the top, and this is the pink. let's see, I did the pink one second. This one I went on the outside, on the middle on this one, the left side of that diamond. And I went down, 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 I went down. No turning. And then I was to the red one. And this should be the last one. And you could have done it as the second one even. This one started at the top. All of them start from that main part. And there's the red. There's the red. And there, all of a sudden, I had two sides that weren't going to be done. So I turned back, went down, went down. Then this time I went through the center with a red. Then I cut back to do the same kind of block like I did at the top, going across, down, doing my turnaround, going down, going down, going down. And it makes life really nice. After you've done that on one row going down, then the second row, your brain already tells you, I'm going to go to my right of the diamond. I'm going to go to the left of the diamond. I'm going to do what's left of the diamonds that I want to go down through there. And that's it. That makes it. And I'll tell you, this is a great size diamond. I just got it off of the internet when I got ready to do it. It's like the other one I did. And it's 5.5 with its seam. It's 5.5 inches long, and it's got a width of 3 inches. And so when you get done, you have 4.5 inch going across and 2.5 up and down. And it makes a really nice star when you get ready. So this is just my little bit of technical, or my little bit of help you if you ever want to try it and see what you do with your walking foot or just your sewing, and on your sewing machine to do something as large as an 80 by 80 inch quilt. This is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching. Thank you for watching. Any notes I have will be added in the description. And if this was helpful or fun for you, please subscribe, which costs no money, and hit like. And feel free to leave a comment. You might have another way that works even as well as this, or have one that's a hint for people who are hand stitching this. Thank you.